It's a very interesting speech by Julius Malema of South Africa. Very, very interesting. Let's watch.
It's very easy to create jobs. You close the borders for our minerals. No mineral is going to leave South Africa. Chrome shall be processed here. The steel shall be produced here. When it leaves here, it leaves as a final product to China. Because chrome creates jobs in China. Because it leaves South Africa as a raw material. It is raw materials that create jobs. If we can't protect our raw materials, there will never be jobs here. Because raw materials is industries. How are you going to industrialize using which raw materials to create jobs? Only the EFF can say no raw material is going to live here. Why? We have no multilateral agreements with any country. We have not taken money of any country. We are not in the pockets of anyone. We are in the pockets of South Africans. So, comrades, the EFF will do what it says it will do.
So, as you can say, Malema is very strong. Julius Malema is a new age, very strong public figure, very strong African revolutionary man that's standing very strong against a lot of things. And he's speaking out. Raw materials are the business. Okay, you cannot develop a country or a continent without raw material. You cannot develop a continent or a country while you are exporting raw material. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good. This is me again. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much for stopping by. You are very much appreciated. I see you from all over the world. I know you're watching out in the USA, Jamaica, in the Caribbean, all over the place. We are the same people. Just so you know, we are the same people. I acknowledge you. I see you. I love you. I don't care what you've been told in the past about Africans. Well, we have no issue with you. Okay. I don't care if you've experienced somebody with negative attitude towards you guys. Trust me, he doesn't represent millions, billions of Africans out there. Lovely people, good people. Okay. Give yourself an opportunity. Don't listen to people, to the naysayers. You know, give yourself an opportunity to make your own discovery. Okay. Go. Let's come together. We can only succeed if we are one people for real. So, Julius Malema, I feel that we need to talk about this person because many don't know who he is. Very strong public figure in South Africa right now. He's president of the EFF political party, very eminent, very young-looking political party. He started at the ANC, which is the Nelson Mandela political party. He first started there, got experience, then later on decided to move on because he felt like his way of seeing life, his values did not coincide, did not go together with the ANC. Okay, so he's been standing very strong, supporting things that many politicians wouldn't. In this very instance, let's stick to this first. We're going to get back to, to other things. He said Africa needs to produce its own product in Africa. No more exportation of raw product, raw material. Fellas, for those of you who know, one of the reasons why Africa is still poor is because Africans export raw material. Yeah, raw material means, let me put it this way for you. When you see diamonds, we all know diamonds, okay? Diamonds that we appreciate. The truth is, diamond is a raw material. Does not shine the way diamonds when you buy from the shop shines. Your diamond that you purchase looks very, very nice, very clean because it's been treated. Diamond is a raw material. When you see it, you may think it's a little piece of stone and just walk over it. Many people do such things in the Congo, DRC. There's an area that has a lot of diamonds in the Congo. So people who don't know what diamond is can see it, think it's a rock, but in reality, it's a diamond. Same for many other things like lithium. Lithium is what you need for the production of batteries, for the production of electric cars. Electric cars do need batteries, and that's a booming business right now. They need Africa for that. Zimbabwe has a lot of lithium. Nigeria has a lot of lithium. Okay, so Africa exporting raw material makes other people richer. Okay, so we've seen some countries standing strong lately, trying to stop that. Like in Uganda, for instance, President of Uganda said he will not export any more raw materials. If you want to produce, you come to Africa, you build, a processing plant. Okay, you build the processing plant in Africa. You produce your material in Africa. Then you can take your final product wherever you're going. What does that do? How is that important? It is very important because when you produce a processing plant on the country or in the country, you allow the people of the country to have jobs. And again, you get money for tax. So the country get money from the tax. And that allows, obviously, other systems, other services to function appropriately because you're getting the maximum you can. It's like you're going into, agriculture. You have a fruit and you're only getting a little piece of the fruit. You could get so much with the fruit. It's the same thing. Africans need to stop exporting raw material. Let me give you another example. Countries like Cameroon. Cameroon produces a lot of timber, right? Timber. Cameroon, Gabon, and some other African countries produced a lot of timber. Where does the timber go? The timber goes to Europe. Okay? And you know what happens later? Cameroonians want to buy furniture. Then Cameroonians want to buy furniture from Dubai. It makes no sense. Dubai produces no timber. You produce timber. It's with the timber you produce, people are creating the furniture that you want to buy. Does that make any sense? Because a lot of Africans don't even understand how you develop these things. How do you transform these things? And that's another point that's very interesting that Africans need to develop, need to invest into. The intelligence, learning how to produce things. Somebody was saying, and I know it may sound kind of picky, kind of itchy. He said, if you leave things to Africans, they don't know anything to do with it. If you leave them with the gold, you leave them with the diamond, you leave them with the timber, you leave them with coffee, you leave them with all the things that they have, copper, magnesium, all the things that they have, they will not know what to do with it. Yeah, they will just stare at it and go look for fruits and bananas and stuff like that. I know it sounds weird, and whoever say this was not necessarily one of our own. It hurt me, but it's hit home very hard because that's the reality of Africa. Many African countries have so much things to offer, so much things naturally that God gave to us, but people don't know what to do with it. They're just ready to sell the timber, sell the wood, but they don't have transforming plants, in the country. They don't have places where people can learn how to do these things. Congo has got uranium and many other things. Yeah, the uranium that was needed to go and bombard Japan by the United States at the time during World War II came from Congo. Yes, it came from Congo, from the DRC. But what do Congolese people do with that uranium? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The country is torn apart. The country is suffering. People from outside, like outsiders, are profiting from the country, taking minerals because people don't even know. They just want money. No need to develop anything to get the country moving forward. It saddens my heart. It saddens my heart. I praise Ugandan president who's made some very good moves. I know we've been speaking about him very much. And yes, I'm going to speak positively about people that are doing positive things. It just goes with the territory. If you do positive things, we're going to talk about you. Lately, he refused. He said, you know what? You guys want to produce, you can come here. Build your plant. Let's do it. Uganda lately discovered a lot of oil in the country. Yeah, lots of oil was discovered in Uganda. And the brute oil needed to be transferred into the international market. And the Ugandan people were faced with a lot of resistance from Europeans. The Europeans say you shouldn't export your oil because it's creating climate change. It's creating global warming. So you should stop doing it. You see that hypocrisy. They have utilized all the tools for centuries developing Europe and USA. Now that Africans can do the same, they say now it's creating global warming? Wow. So he says, whoever wants to come and take whatever belongs to us, whether it's gas or oil or any other thing, is going to need to come and invest in a transforming plant here in the country. This will allow people of my country to learn. Number one, it will allow people of my country to have jobs. Number two, it will allow my country to have tax from you. Number three, that's how you develop a country. Okay, props again to the president of Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa. He's not perfect, but lately he was offered to sell the lithium that the country develop. Again, lithium is what you need for batteries for your iPhones. You need lithium to develop electric cars and stuff like that. We're moving toward a car that's very much, battery-like sort of world. They said, we want to come and mine lithium. And what he said to them first was, okay, you want to mine lithium? First of all, my country is sanctioned, okay? You impose sanctions in my country for the longest time. Remove the sanctions so you can come and mine lithium. Don't come in the dark. Let's be honest. Don't come in the dark. Don't come and you've sanctioned us. We cannot exchange. We cannot buy. We cannot export. We can't do anything. But you're coming to us. That was a British company coming to Zimbabwe trying to sneak into the sanction. And, we know you are sanctioned, but please allow us to mine some of your lithium. He said, no, we're not going to do that. You either remove the sanctions or there's no lithium for you. Oh, by the way, if you really, really, really want, then you can come here, install a power plant, install a transformation plant of lithium here in Zimbabwe. Then we can deal together. And obviously, they did not want that. Europe and the West don't want that. So they didn't come. The deal was off. Only a couple of months later, the same rule was applied to the Chinese who were willing to come and, get some of the lithium. They were told, you need to install a transformation plant here in Zimbabwe. The Chinese say, okay, no problem. We got money for that. We can do that. So they have done that and they're moving forward. They are mining. Again, Elon Musk went to Nigeria. Okay, he wanted some of the lithium in Nigeria for his electric car, whatever you call that car. What's that car again? Whatever it is called. He wanted lithium from Nigeria. The Nigerians told him the same. You need to come and install a transformation plant here if you want to mine lithium. We're not sending raw material to you. No more. He wasn't interested. He wanted raw material. And I think that's the way Africans need to move. Many of the African countries are really suffering. They don't make revenues. Like Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, produces a lot of cocoa. You know cocoa, right? You use cocoa to create chocolate. Yeah, you need cocoa to do that. Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire are the biggest producers in the world of cocoa. They are blessed like nobody else on earth. But guess where they get their chocolate from? From France and Belgium and Netherlands. That's where they go buy their chocolate. So you have the cocoa. You have everything. The gods gave you everything that you need. But in order for you to eat chocolate, you need to buy it from the French. Why don't you learn how to do it yourself? Why don't you use your own raw product so you can export and be rich? So there's a level of laziness, there's a level of corruption, and there's a level of politics. And I think that is one of the first steps we need to do to move forward. Okay. So again, you cannot develop a country if you are exporting raw materials. You can't do that. You need to develop a way to produce your own things from beginning to end in your country. Okay, you need to start selling finished product to people, and that will allow more of your people to get jobs, more of your people to be educated. That will allow more of your people to learn. And Africans need to learn how things function. We are just consumers. It's very sad. We consume TV, watch TV. Not many places in Africa actually build TV. You know what I mean? It's very sad. We eat food in packages. Not many African countries don't do it. Not many African countries even produce matches. This match for you to see. Not many African countries produce cigarettes. Not many African countries produce pen. Not many African countries produce the simplest things. But we consume, we buy. The Chinese people leave China. They come to Africa, especially in the Democratic Republic of Congo. They take sand from the river. They work with the sand, they dry the sand, then they start selling to Congolese people to start building their houses. Let me repeat this. Chinese people leave China, they come to the DRC, they go to the river, they fish sand, okay? You can fish sand. They dry the sand. Some of it they use to build building blocks. Some of it is just sand for constructions. And Congolese people are the biggest buyers of the Chinese production. Why don't Congolese people of the DRC go to their own river and fish their own sand, dry it, make their own bricks and build their own houses? Are they not able to do that? Is it so difficult to learn how to do it? That is brainlessness and laziness of the mind. That's what it is. It's so simple. So these Chinese leave China very poor. They come into African countries, and 2 years later, they're millionaire. While you're still the same person, you've been there your whole life, you're still struggling. And some of you become even their domestic workers. It's very, very sad. I mean, what type of... do we have different brains? Like, I don't get it. What I've learned in life is, even from your enemy, your worst enemy, you can learn things. You just observe what they do really, really good. You learn. Holland, after World War II, okay, did not get rid of everything the Germans did for them. So Germany took over most of Europe during World War II, including some part of Holland, Netherlands. So what happened is the Germans forced or enforced some of the techniques, some of the practices, social practices, post practices, distribution practices, logistic practices in Holland. Even though they were the oppressors, by the time they were beaten and chased out of Netherlands, the Netherlands kept a lot of things the Germans used to do. Yes, they did not just say, okay, because this is German, they are oppressors, we are throwing it away. They didn't do that. They chose what was not good for them. They push away. But everything that functioned properly, that was advantageous, they kept. And that is the mentality many Africans need to learn. Not everything coming from your enemy is bad. Not everything. Sometimes you need to take the good things, the good parts, learn from it, develop from it. Be patient and intelligent. Separate your emotions and your build-up. Separate your emotions and your greatness. Your emotions from opportunity should not be the same. Not in the same room. Thank you very much, fella. It's always a great pleasure to exchange with you. Let me know how you feel about this. Your contribution is very necessary. God bless.